Hello and welcome back to Swapnil's Analysis. I am Swapnil. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting play of William Shakespeare. Now, as we all know, that William Shakespeare is considered as one of the very celebrated and popular playwright of English literature. He is also known as the Bard because of his poetic dialogues. So, the play which we are going to discuss today is The Tempest. The Tempest means the storm. The Tempest also considered as the last play written by William Shakespeare. Now this play is very interesting if we consider all of our and also compare the plays written by William Shakespeare, other plays written by William Shakespeare. This play, the theme is very common. One of the very national theme of William Shakespeare's play, that is the revenge. But this play is set in a very different era, in a very different time. Later on, many of the 20th century critics, they interpreted this play from the post-colonial point of view, which we are going to discuss about the post-coloniality reflected or the post-colonial reading of The Tempest in our next video. So today we are just going to discuss what is The Tempest all about, the story of The Tempest. So the very dominating theme of The Tempest is the revenge. Revenge plays a central role as far as The Tempest play is concerned. The play is nothing but has a similar storyline, that is the mark of William Shakespeare, but the reading of the play is quite different. So today we are just going to discuss about the play The Tempest. So Tempest, published around 1610 or 1608, something like that, and the story is set on the unknown island, and the hero of the play is Prospero, who wants the revenge. So the play begins with the storm, the deadly storm that occurs in the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea between the Italy and the Africa. And therefore, the boat lands or the boat capsizes into the sea, and the survivors of the ship, they somehow reach on the unknown island. Here all the characters, important characters, they have been introduced. Important characters like Alonso, the king of Naples, is his brother Sebastian, and Antonio, the brother of Prospero. Prospero is our main character. Prospero, because of his magical power, he somehow creates storm into the sea, into the ocean, and somehow his magic, he hides the ship, and somehow all the important characters, they all survive. Sailors, crew members, and all the people those were on the ship, they survives. Okay, and so here all the people, they arrive on an island. Again, I would like to reiterate the characters. The characters here, important characters, are Prospero, who wants the revenge; Miranda, daughter of Prospero; Ariel, the spirit, magical spirit like a genie helping the Prospero; Caliban, the native of that island, helping slave of Prospero and also reluctantly helping Prospero; Alonso, the king of Naples; Sebastian, the brother of Alonso; Antonio, the brother of Prospero; and Ferdinand, the son of Alonso, king of Naples; and Gonzalo, an honest man. So the play begins when the storm occurs into the sea, Mediterranean Sea, and somehow all the characters, they survive and they reach on the unknown island because they have no idea about where they have reached, and they are scattered. All the people on that ship, they all are scattered. So here Prospero, he had created that storm because he wanted a revenge. He wanted revenge from his brother Antonio, who had, later on we come to know that Antonio had betrayed Prospero. Now who was Prospero? Prospero, he was Duke of Milan, and he, because he was involved in reading, and because he was very honest person, he had given all the charge of governance to Antonio, and Antonio betrays him. Okay, and somehow Antonio, he was able to survive the coup and again to reach to this unknown island. And Gonzalo, an honest man, he had helped Prospero to flee from the Milan. So, and when Prospero, he reached to the island, unknown island, there he met Sycorax, the native of that island, who had all the magical powers, and there he gets the book of magic, and he also frees Ariel. So Ariel becomes another servant of the Prospero. And Prospero, he had promised to the Ariel, the spirit like genie, that he would free Ariel until and unless he helps Prospero to get back his revenge. Therefore, Ariel, he was helping Prospero. Now, Caliban, the native of the island, Caliban, he was the son of Sycorax, the witch of the island. And Caliban, he had tried to rape Miranda because he wanted to have children from Miranda. And therefore, Prospero, he had made Caliban his servant, and Prospero, he does not treat Caliban well. That is the thing. So here, what happened after the ship capsized into the ocean? Somehow all the passenger, all the people who were sailing on that ship, somehow they reached to this unknown island. Now here Ferdinand, he reaches to the different part of the island. Olenzo, the king of Naples, he also reaches to the different parts of the island. So Olenzo, Sebastian, his brother, Antonio, brother of Prospero and current Duke of Milan, and Gonzalo, they all reached, these four people, they all reached to the other parts of the island. So here, Olenzo thinks that his son Ferdinand, he had died in the deadly storm. But Ferdinand, he was alive, and Olenzo had no idea about that. So Ferdinand, when he reaches to the island, he met Miranda. He saw Miranda. And Miranda, the daughter of Prospero, she also saw Ferdinand, and she somehow was attracted towards the Ferdinand. And Ferdinand, he was also attracted towards the Miranda. Why? Because she was beautiful. Now, all this was magic taken place, and all this was planned by Prospero. Prospero wanted Ferdinand and Miranda to meet. Therefore, Ferdinand, he had been separated from his father. So here Prospero, he had planned everything. So it was a kind of a love at first sight, because we are told that Miranda, she had not seen any other man on this island except her father and the ugly Caliban, which Miranda hated. So naturally, it was for Miranda to fall in love with the handsome Ferdinand, who was the prince of the Naples. So, but Prospero, he wanted to check whether Ferdinand, he genuinely loved Miranda or not. So he starts his test. He says that he assigns some work to the Ferdinand, and he keeps with his magic and eye on the movement of Ferdinand. Okay, so he asked Ferdinand to collect the wood for the fire. And as he was working very hard, why? Because he also wanted to prove his loyalty and his true love for the Miranda. And there he informs Miranda that he was a prince of Naples and he is not used to of doing such a heavy work. Miranda says that she would like to help him. And Prospero he was watching from his magic and from a distance. And there he realizes that they truly love each other. On the other hand, Olenzo, the king of Naples, he thinks that his son Ferdinand might have died in that deadly storm. And therefore he was crying. He was saying that my son has died. And as all they were there, Ariel arrives and Ariel does his magic. And because of that magic, except Antonio and Sebastian. Sebastian, the brother of Olenzo. Antonio, the brother of Prospero. Except Antonio and Sebastian, Gonzalo, Olenzo, and two other characters, they fell asleep. Now, Antonio, he instigates Sebastian that this was the right moment for him to kill Olenzo and become the rightful king of Naples, because Antonio says that I also did the same, and look at me, that today I am the Duke of Milan. I also did the same with my brother. So as Sebastian and Antonio, they were about to kill Olenzo, because Antonio says, okay, it is difficult for you to kill your brother, so I will kill Olenzo and you should kill Gonzalo. So they had taken sword out and they were holding the swords into their hands and they were about to kill Olenzo and Gonzalo. Ariel again reappears and does his magic. And they somehow giving excuses escapes. And on the other hand, the other Caliban is introduced here. Caliban, the son of Sycorax, his mother, and Caliban, he thinks that Prospero, he had cheated his mother and forcefully taken control over the island, and he also wants his island back. See here, try to understand the revenge. Prospero, he wants his dukedom back because his brother had betrayed him. Caliban, he also wants his island back from the Prospero. So Prospero, he was planning his revenge on his brother Antonio, and Caliban, he was also planning his revenge on the Prospero. And Caliban, he was the slave of the Prospero. So Caliban, he meets two people here, Trincolo and Stefano. Trincolo is the king's jester and Stefano was the butler of the king. So here, Caliban, when he saw these characters, he thinks that what sorts of creature are these and they might harm him. So he hides under his cloak. And when he realizes that these people, they are also stronger and they might help him taking revenge with Prospero, he informs them that there is a book of magic by which the master of this island, he performs the magic and he keeps control on all other people. And he also informs the Miranda. Now here, Stefano, he is more interested in that beautiful woman than the book of magic, and thus they decides to help Caliban. But Stefano, he had other plans, that he wanted to defeat Prospero and become the king of the island and marry the beautiful woman, that is Miranda. So this is the story takes place. So here Prospero, with the help of Ariel, brings Olenzo, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo to the island, to the cave where he was living. And he also does not reveal his identity to the Sebastian. And he had asked Miranda that she also must not reveal her true identity to Ferdinand. He also wants Ferdinand, he gives consent when he realizes that okay, Ferdinand, he truly loves Miranda. But he wants that Ferdinand should remain virgin till their marriage. When Ariel, with his magic, brings Antonio, Sebastian, Gonzalo, and Olenzo towards the cave of Prospero, they were all in the trance. And when they reaches to the cave, their trance was broken. And when saw they saw Prospero wearing all his attire of a duke, and no one was willing to believe whether they were seeing Prospero or his spirit. Then Prospero, he informs that how Antonio, he had cheated him, how he had betrayed him and taken over his dukedom. Olenzo, he admits his mistake, and he thinks that because of his mistake, he had been his son might have died, and the destiny might have taught him a lesson because he behaved very badly to the Prospero, and he asked forgiveness from the Prospero. Antonio, he also asked forgiveness, and here Antonio, he actually wanted to kill Olenzo, but because of the magic of Prospero, he somehow prevents that. Now here, again, the magic spell of Trincolo and Stefano was also broken. When Trincolo and Stefano, they realizes that the master they wanted to kill was actually no other than the Prospero, and the woman Stefano he wanted to marry was no other than the daughter of Prospero, Miranda. So everything happens according to the plan of Prospero, where he in the end gives freedom to the Ariel, who plays a very significant role in the revenge of Prospero. And Prospero, he gets back his dukedom, and he also promises to Miranda that Ferdinand and Miranda, they would get married, and thus the revenge of Prospero gets complete. And this is the story of the Tempest, a very different kind of a story. In our next meeting, we will discuss about post-colonial reading of the Tempest. If you have liked this presentation, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.